Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you all to today's exclusive session, Islamic Studies Program Overview and Impact. In today's session, we will get insights about the International Open University IOU's Islamic Studies Department's programs, courses, and its impact on life and deen. I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Zunurain Durajai. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, there, brother. Barakallahu fikum. It's good to be here with you, everyone. Can I go ahead with the session?
Yes, brother, please go ahead.
All right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده وصلاة وسلاما على من لا نبي بعده. After daily praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and beseeching Allah's salawat and salam on the noble soul of Allah's messenger. I welcome everybody, every one of you, those who are students and those who are potential students, and those who are willing to join us very soon at IOU, the International Open University. My name is Dr. Nurain Durajai, a lecturer from the Department of Islamic Study the university, and I'll be talking about the program overview of Islamic study as a department, one of the departments of the IUU. I will be talking about the program overview that is offered presently and fully accredited, and thereafter I will talk about the impact of someone that must have uh, impact you're going to have after learning studying Islamic study, irrespective of any of the program that you take, at least to some extent. They might have a varying a dimensional degree, but all of them at the end of the day share the same similar impact, but they might be of different degree because of the differences in the program. All right, so we can go to the next slide, inshallah. Um, in the next slide, we will be talking about the program that is offered by Islamic Study Department. Basically, we have the following courses program that have been approved by NACA. One of them is the IR certificate in Islamic Studies, which I'm going to give an overview of it. We're going to talk about this. Another one we're going to talk about the diploma in Islamic study. So the first is the IR certificate, and you'll see all of them are tailored in respect to Islamic study. The second one is about diploma. Then the third one is where you have the full degree. That is a Bachelor of Art in Islamic study, which is BIS degree. And we have another one, which is a bridge to masters, a sort of postgraduate, postgraduate study for somebody who wants to do masters in the art, masters of art in Islamic study. So we have the bridge to MA in Islamic study. So the bridge to MA Islamic study, we're going to talk about that as well. Then lastly, we talk about the masters of art in Islamic study as have been approved by NACA. All right, so we now start to look at each one by going to the next slide to look at each of the detail of the program that we offer. In respect to the IR certificate in Islamic studies, which is just a 1 year program, and a 1 year program, it means it has 2 semesters in it. Students will be taken through numbers of courses that are basically known as the مقومات العلمية in Sharia. The مقومات العلمية are those fundamental knowledge that are required of anybody who wants to study Islam. And the مقومات العلمية in a more traditional manner, actually divided into two types of knowledge. The مقومات العلمية, the scientific foundational knowledge require of two types. We have the one they call the علوم الغاية, or they call it المقاصد. The علوم الغاية are those knowledge that are centered on the learning our religious values, meaning those creator values and practical values. Those knowledge that has to do with it, with beliefs, and those knowledge that's dedicated to the amaliyat, to practice. So these are the first part of مقومات العلمية. Then we have other types of مقومات العلمية which we call الآلة. They call them the علوم الآلة. And these علوم الآلة actually are the knowledge, are the tools that are required of anybody specifically who want to have the أهلية العلمية, who want to have the scientific competence to start to delve into the nusus of Sharia, into the text of Sharia, and the Quran and Sunnah, and make conclusions from them. In these ayah certificates, you are not going to learn all the knowledge, of course, because it's just a 1 year program that has to do with all the muqaddimat al-ilmiya that you may require, all right, all the scientific ingredients, all the scientific content you require to consume as an individual before you can become somebody capable enough to be regarded somebody who is an expert in Islamic study. But in these IELTS certificates, you're just going to take some few courses, selected few courses from both those ulum al-ghayat, or they call it the ulum al-maqasid. That means you're going to take some courses in respect to creed and some that has to do with practice. When we talk about practice, we're talking about fiqh, all right, that has to do with practice. But when it comes to the tools, which involves lingua, logical tools, and qawaid tools, and usul tools, you are going just to pick some of them. For example, if you look at these one in first semester, you're going to take Aqidah in first semester. In second semester, you are going to take Aqidah as well. Akida 1 and 2. And these Akida 1 and 2, they are just a part of those knowledge that, forms what Akida knowledge is all about in Sharia. So you're not going to take everything. So by taking the IS certificate, you're just going to have a bit of the Muqawwimat al-Ilmiyya from the aspect of the ulum al-ghayat, the goal-related knowledge, and those ulum that are alat, that are tools, the scientific tools. So as a result, you are going to take other subject like etiquette of seeking knowledge. Etiquette of seeking knowledge, it's just like preliminary study to understand how to seek the knowledge, which involves those muqawwimat al-ilmiyya mentioned. And so you're going to take a bit of them. So that's what happened about these IS certificates. So in fact, you're going to take fiqh 1 and 2. You realize the fiqh you are going to take is also, is still of just a tip of what fiqh entails all in Sharia. So in fiqh 1, you'll be learning about the school of thought. Okay, what do they used to talk about when they talk about the madhahib? What does it mean? Say the madhab Abu Hanifa, what did it mean by that? How does it come about? You just have some evolution of the whole history and how it's come about and all the things. Then thereafter, you talk about another fiqh that has to do with fiqh ibadat, where you're going to learn about worship and just a part of it. Then you are going to take some knowledge again on all those alat, like learning Arabic. Arabic is one of the tools. So, but you're going to take, just the peripheral, some part of it. You're going to talk about, Arabic 1 and 2. And then you will be introduced to also tafsir, which is just introduction into it on the Quranic exegesis. And also there will be a course on English language studies, especially for some students who are still finding it difficult to understand an English very well. Then, because it's online university, there will be a course that has to do with introduction to computers. And other than this, there is one extra course you're going to take what has to do with the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the prophetic biography, because this is going to contextualize everything you're going to learn for you. So that's what the seerah or history does. It's going to give you the context of everything you are learning, talking about a particular incident that has to do with worship or whatever, then it's going to shape it very well. The da'wah of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his methodology in doing da'wah, the challenges he faced, the religion that we enjoy today. And so these are the basic things you are going to learn in the IS certificate in Islamic study, just a 1 year program. So you're going to just have a tip of it. So this is what the IS certificate in Islamic study is. If somebody take this, it's not enough. I would say we advise the person to move, to the next level. because that's one thing about knowledge. You don't stop, you continue till you get to the peak of it. All right, so we can go to the next slide to talk about the diploma in Islamic studies. Diploma in Islamic studies. Brother Hassan, are you there? We go to the next. Thank you. We go to the next slide on diploma. This is diploma in Islamic studies. You remember the IS certificate is just 1 year program. The diploma is a year, ahead of the 1 year added to that gives you the diploma. The diploma is 2 years program, and the 2 years is a program. That means it's going to be 4 semester, unlike the IS certificate that you have just 2 semesters. Just as I've said, while talking about the IR certificate, the same thing is applicable to the diploma. You are going to learn lots of courses in respect to the ulum al-ghayat, which we call the knowledge that has to do with the goal, which involves the values and the practical values, knowledges of aqidah. And you remember in the previous one, you're just really learning aqidah 1 and 2. But in respect to the 2 years course of diploma, you will be learning additional courses again on Akida, where you learn Akida 3, Akida 4. That means you are going to grow in knowledge. The same thing with fiqh. You are going to learn additional 2 courses again on fiqh. Other than learning the fiqh al-madahib and fiqh al-ibadat that you have learned in the ayah certificate, you are going to have additional two forms of fiqh, where you are going to talk about the mu'amalat, the fiqh of the mu'amalat, al-maliyah, because we have different mu'amalat. This is mu'amalat maliyah that has to do with financial dealings, talk about the business laws and the guidelines in Sharia. Then you take another course that has to do with fiqh al-usar, that is what they call it ahwal al-shakhsiyah, that has to do with family life, which is also a form of interrelationship as well. But this has to be familial interrelationship. How do you form a family, marriage, and everything like that, divorce, and everything that has to do with family life. So you are going to go deeper, all right, and also in your knowledge of Sirah, other than taking just one Sirah course, as happened in the IS certificate, we are going to take another course on Sirah, which is the prophetic biography, to complete the whole Sirah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because the Sirah one is just going to take the first phase of the Prophet life in the Meccan phase, then the second Sirah will take the Medina, phase. So you're going to complete the Sirah of the Rasul by taking the diploma at least. Then you'll be introduced to some other knowledge that has to do with knowledge of Hadith, and these are tools as well. These are usul al-qawaidiyya. These are parts of the knowledge that has to do with the tools of al-ala, where you're going to learn about hadith, 2 courses on hadith, for that matter. You're going to be introduced to numbers of mustalahat al-ilmiyya that has to do terminologies of hadith, learning about the conditions of what makes a hadith to be authentic, make it not to be authentic, and the rest like that. So getting introduced to a very big world of knowledge. So you learn hadith 1, you learn hadith 2, and your knowledge of Arabic as well. It will improve where you are going to learn Arabic 3 and Arabic 4. That is the 2 step ahead of the previous one is just 1 year course, the IS certificate. So if you are opted for the diploma in Islamic studies, which is 2 years because of your program, maybe you just want to have a quick, background, then this diploma is also very good for you. But if you just want to start with just a 1 year program or the higher certificate, just have a year what it looks like, then you can now proceed. But this is another program depending on your schedule and your availability and different reasons why you might want to choose one course over the next. It's all about you, the individual. But one thing you should know that taking a diploma, just like a certificate, taking a diploma, it's not enough for you, all right, to possess all the muqawwimat al-ilmiyya, to possess all the scientific ingredients and components, the scientific fundamental knowledge that you require all holistic for you to be an expert or to have the competence to talk about numbers of issues that has to do with Sharia. So this is a step ahead, or 2 step ahead anyway, of the IR certificate in Islamic study. So we are going to talk about another one now, which has to do with the Bachelor of Arts in Islamic study, and this is the real deal. This is the real deal. This is a 4 years program, and you can imagine 4 years program that is just two step ahead of the diploma. And virtually all the courses I've mentioned that you are going to take, all those مقومات العلمية, all those scientific um, foundation and knowledge that you required to be competent to to talk on Islamic studies. Not just everything you have studied in diploma, you are going to add more to it. If you look at the screen, you see that all the courses in the first page here, in the first semester, first semester 1, 2, 3, 4, they are similar to everything that somebody doing diploma is going to do. So in your first 2 years of doing a bachelor degree, it's just similar to the diploma, the same thing. All right, so you're going to take all the courses, and some of them from the ulum al-Goyat, Akida, Fiqh, numbers of courses, and you're going to take numbers of courses that has to do with the tools, scientific tools, like Arabic, Hadith, knowledge, and you take some, courses on the computer and English study as well. But this is just half of the whole, Bachelor of Arts, the DAIS program. You have additional ones, to take as you have in the next slide. In the next slide, you will realize that you are going to do more courses, which will be semester 5, 6, 7, 8. Brother Hassan, okay, yeah, mashallah, 5, 6, 7 semester. And you see everything in this semester, the remaining 4 semesters, which is the remaining 2 years for the BIS, you realize that nothing of these have been studied in the diploma level. In the diploma level, all right. So this is a double advantage, or somebody doing the BIS over somebody taking the diploma. However, if you take the diploma, then you want to continue with the BIS. I think there is a way at the university work around that. Then you make sure you step up your learning, and by having the Bachelor of Arts complete, you will be able to take numbers of additional courses, more than what you have taken before. And you remember the Bachelor of Arts in Islamic study in your semester 5, you take numbers of courses again that has to do with Akida, Fiqh. You increase the knowledge in all of these in tafsir. You will be introduced to new courses like da'wah and du'at. Your knowledge of Arabic will grow. The same thing in the semester 6, you had more courses on Akida, more courses on Fiqh. Then you increase the knowledge on Hadith. All right, you go to Hadith story, right? You learn about the teaching of Islamic study. How do you teach Islamic study as a course? So you have been prepared for productivity to become a teacher ahead, to become an Islamic teacher ahead. And also in the Arabic, you will learn Arabic further again, right? Which is part of the tool. And in semester 7, you still continue to learn Akida, you learn, fiqh, about fiqh janayat, you talk about criminal laws, and then the Sharia, then you talk about, then you'll be introduced to Islamic history, Tariq al-Islam, in the 7th semester, which is very beautiful. And the Islamic history, we have to, the first history you're going to cover the Khilafah era. You learn about the Khilafah era from the time of Abu Bakr to the time of and Ali, radiallahu anhu. It's just approximately 13 years of Khilafah. Then you're going to learn about contemporary Dawah movement, so you understand, because now what we're learning is that we want to shape the knowledge of Sharia, the conventional learned knowledge, and bring it to the context we find themselves. So you need to understand the contemporary Dawah movement. How close are they, all right, to the truth? Or how far away from the truth? Which one of them? What do they need? What is wrong about this? What is correct about this, and the rest? And then in the 7th semester, sorry, you'll be introduced to a course on research methodology. Research methodology, we prepare you for you to write your research thesis, your dissertation, which you're going to prepare as one of the conditions to fulfill your Bachelor of Arts degree. So in the 8th semester, you're going to take course on fiqh, which has to do with qawaid fiqhiyya, and these are tools. Yeah, you will be learning about the legal maxims in Sharia, and these legal maxims are adillatu ijmaliyya, they are comprehensive evidence that are derived basically from detailed evidence. So you're going to know about all these. Then you will learn about the remaining part of the Islamic history from the time of the Umayyad till the time our present situation. Then you're going to have a course on Islamic civilization, Hadarat al-Islamiyya, and where you will learn about a lot of socio material development in Islamic history, which is actually a bit of Islamic history, depending on how it's designed and how you're going to take that anyway. So the Islamic civilization is actually part of our Islamic history without doubt. So you're going to learn more about that. Then finally, in your sixth semester, you're going to write your research a thesis, your dissertation for you to complete your BAI. So fulfilling and learning the BAIS program, it's a very good step for you to be welcome into the world of Islamic study, expertise, becoming somebody who has the competence. The door of Ahaliya will be open to you after studying all these courses. I mean, consciously studying all these courses and making sure you cultivate them correctly the way it should be. The door of competence will be open to you, even if it might still require some further studies and numbers of years before you might have the full competence that will be that you need more practice. All right, so that's just the point. After finishing a BIS, you have the competence, but the competence require numbers of years of practice so that you can move ahead. So, all right, the next one is to talk about the bridge to masters. And the bridge to masters is simple. It's about somebody who have studied, who had a degree, all right, a degree in another course, not in Sharia, Islamic study. Maybe somebody has a degree in economics, or a degree has a degree in medicine or any other course. But the person has some basis in the Sharia. The person has studied Sharia traditionally, not in a conventional manner, then the person don't want to spend the 4 years again before getting a degree on Islamic studies. So the Bridge to Master is just a 2 years program. It's like I think I'm saying 3 semester. It's not up to 2 years. That's a 1.5 year program, which can take you to do your masters, in IOU. So it is equivalent to taking the master's degree to some extent. This is because you already have degree previously, and you also you have studied Sharia Islamic study in a traditional manner without any formal certificate. Then the breakthrough master is actually very good for you. So these are numbers of courses, selected courses, all right, from the courses that the BIS program for the BIS program is selected courses for the breakthrough masters. We're going to take numbers of courses on Akida, you take on fiqh, you take on tafsir, you take on sirah, and you take on Arabic. So these are the courses you're going to learn to take under the breakthrough masters in Islamic study, just 3 semester courses. All right, so we go to the next one, which is Masters of Art in Islamic Studies, and that's a 2 year that's 2 years program. So you have the semester one, the semester two, for you to learn further knowledge that will be important for you, and these knowledge that will help you to have the scientific autonomy. And that's one thing about masters. Every master's program in the world, the learning outcome is always different from BAIS. All right, the masters is one step ahead in terms of learning outcome of learning. All right, the one of the thing in the Sharia study specifically, you learn Islamic study, is that when you learn masters, because you have masters, you take the MAIS program. It is expected of the student to have what they call حرية العلمية وعدم التقليد. The student is expected to have a scientific autonomy, and not to do blind following. You might have studied numbers of courses in the BIS or the BMIS on Hadith, for example. In your masters, you are not expected after completing it to do tech lead. For example, knowing maybe hadith is graded sahih or da'if, you don't need to follow any scholar anymore. You must have that scientific, autonomy to be able to talk about it completely. But there is a problem here. This is on the part of the student. It will not be on the part of the program itself. Because everything you have studied in the BAIS or the BMAIS before the MAIS program, before the masters, your bachelor, you are supposed to revisit them and make sure this knowledge are really in you, not just for you to get the degree, but to make sure the degree is in you. The knowledge are consumed properly. You have cultivated it properly, and you have the dot to the precision of the whole knowledge. So this is one thing about the masters. It's going to take you to another level completely. It's going to give you this scientific autonomy. All right. So you're going to take numbers of courses, a very beautiful course. One of them you're going to learn more about research methodology, advanced research methodology. You're going to learn about Tawheed of Allah's Asma and Sifat again, the additional. You're going to go into deep because all the courses of Akida you must have taken, even from Akida 1, you must have taken courses on Ani Asma'ullah wa Sifat, but you are going to go deeper in it, deeper in advanced study. Um, then you're going to learn about Quranic studies from the point of the Shubhat, all right, some misconceptions that people bring in. Then you are going to learn about criticism of Hadith, criticism, and ilm naqd al Hadith, other than what you have studied in Hadith of terminologies, how to know Hadith is Sahih and Da'if. You are going to grow more in your naqd and ilm al Hadith, your criticism of Hadith. And that's why I said you are going to become an objective critic. You are not going just to be somebody that do blind following, especially in the aspect of hadith, for example. Now you are going to learn about contemporary fiqh matters. A lot of matters like has to do with and we call them nawazi, the emergent issues that happen that we don't have during the time of the prophets or the past generation. A lot of issues are coming up. They are new, like talking about AI. They are new Islamic view on that. Talking about different form of procedures, and the rest like that. All right. And you're going to learn courses on research proposal development, which is very important, and talk about Quranic exegesis of contradictory verses that seems contradictory. Of course, there is no contradictory verses in the Quran. That's the meaning. Now you are going to learn about the Islamic governance, which is an aspect of Islamic politics and ilm siyasat al-sharia. You're going to learn about that. You learn about maqasid al-sharia, the maqasid al-sharia and maxims. Then you learn about interpretation of seemingly contradictory ahadith, just like the one of Quran as well. Then in your third semester and fourth semester, then you will be doing your dissertation in Islamic study. We are going to produce a very authentic work, original work, to display the quality and precision of the knowledge that you have garnered over years. So this is what we have for you in respect to the Masters of Arts in Islamic study, which is a two-year program. Now, we will be talking about the impact after giving the highlights of all the courses from the IS certificate to the diploma, the BIS, to the bridge to masters, and the MAIS program itself. I would like to remind you, a student, maybe you're doing a degree, this will push you to go to the next level. Those who are potential yet to join us and they're willing to join, this we make you understand why you have to do Islamic study. Doing Islamic study is it's a different thing entirely, other than any other course. You can do Islamic psychology, you can do psychology, banking and finance, and different courses, computer. But one thing about Islamic study is that Islamic study is going to you're going to have to go at the end of the day. One of them is tazkiyah, which is refinement, and the other one is intajiyah, which is productivity. There is no cause on the surface of the heart other than the Sharia that aims these dual goals: refinement and productivity. If you learn computer science, basically it's all about productivity. But one good thing in learning Islam, computer science, for example, in IOU, is because you will be introduced to numbers of courses that will make you to have a refinement, even to a particular level, especially taking some beautiful fundamental courses on the creeds and fiqh. But studying Islamic study as a course is going to transform your refinement and elevate your productivity in many ways. One of the things is Islamic study is going to do is that it's going to shape you, and make you to be a refined Muslim through tazkiyah, ethical discipline, and value centered living. One thing about this Sharia is about you yourself getting refined, becoming a new person entirely. It's not really about the certificate alone or getting a good work outside there. Of course, I study an Islamic study as well, and I'm a lecturer, and that is from the point of productivity. But one thing before even the productivity is that you must see the Islam in me. The people around you must see the transformation, the refinement in you, your family, your people around you, because you are going to do da'wah to people, even if you don't have a particular work through the Islamic study as it is. Like you're not going to get, if you're not getting a work presently with the Islamic study, there are a lot of things actually which you can use the Islamic study to do, which has been discussed in the previous session. But one thing is this is that you are going to get to refine, you're going to become, you're going to have excellent, ethical composition as a Muslim. One of these is this point is that it's studying Islamic study will integrate your religious refinement with sound intellectual formation and for coherent understanding and practice. And among this is that it's going to make you acquire quality scholarly competence, quality scholarly competence. And I do talk about this, I've talked about this numbers of times. A scholar, somebody who is learning the Sharia, is for him to get, the scholarly competence. We call it aliyat ilmiya. And the scholarly competence is two. We have the scientific competence and we have the procedural competence. Why learning from the university, you are going to get to the scientific competence, meaning you have acquired all the sciences you need to be competent in talking about Islamic matters. You might still be wanting in the aspect of the procedural competence. Procedural competence basically is not taught in university. Basically, it requires years of practice. Just like somebody that graduated from a law school, we still go to the law school. Graduated, finish law, we still need to go to law school to learn and practice under a learned colleague. The same thing in the Sharia. For the procedural competence, you will still need to work on the scholars who are more knowledgeable, so you understand how to use all those scientific tools you have gathered and over years. So that's going to make you to acquire quality scholarly competence to a desirable and actionable degree. Learning Islamic study will build you to become a productive scholar, educators, and du'at, capable of addressing contemporary needs with clarity. So, as a result of that, because you have the degree, you can become educator, just like me, becoming a lecturer. You can become a da'i, and for that matter, for example, you are a da'i with a certified certificate, right? And you are quality da'i, somebody doing da'wah, propagating Islam, and you have a certificate. You can say, I have a MA in Islamic study, and that's a very beautiful thing. I have PhD in Islamic study, I have BIs in Islamic study, I have diploma in Islamic study. Then the people you are addressing, we see you having a competence, all right, to talk about the whole thing. You become educators, you can have schools, you can have different, there are opportunities outside there, plenty of opportunities. You can start giving fatwa if you are competent enough after training on the scholars, become a productive scholar. So having Islamic study is going not just to transform your refinement, but it's going to elevate your productivity in this regard. And lastly, it also aligns the knowledge with purposeful action to enhance and commoner benefits and societal impact. Because as an Islamic scholar, you are a social development individual, you are a social development educator, and people, you have to hatch and bring ideas that will lift the community you find yourself. A lot of benefit. Rasulullah said, the best of people, khairun nasi anfa'uhum linnas. The best of people is the one that benefits people most. So as a scholar in your society, somebody who has studied Islamic study, you must benefit your society and your immediate community and the global Muslim world entirely. All right, so this is just a summary of what impact Islamic study can do in your life in terms of refinement and elevating your productivity. Now, all right, you can see we have the spring 2026 admission is open. into different courses. It's for Islamic study, which I've talked about. It's the admissions are open for you to either take courses on maybe certificate in Islamic study, diploma in Islamic study, bachelor, or maybe it's higher diploma in terms of the British masters or master itself in Islamic study. And one beautiful thing about the International Open University is that it's an institution that is online university. You can study from home. It's so easy. It's very flexible, and as a result, and because it's online, it's also self-paced, and you can design how much you want to take your course. Right, the average, the BAIs, for example, is taken the maximum of 4 years. Then you can take it minimum, at the minimum 4 years away. Then maximum you can take it over maybe 6 or so years. Then you can space it. If you can't take all the whole 6 courses you take in a single semester, you can take, let me take four. And so it's very flexible, it's self-spaced, and also it's affordable when you compare in the international the fee of studying at the International Open University to other online university that are certified and accredited like IOU, not maybe any institution outside there that is not accredited, is that it's very affordable, and it is designed based on the GDP of different country. So somebody from African continent will not pay in the same way somebody paying in the other world like in the UK or the US, because so this is tailored to the GDP of each student. So this is one beautiful thing about the IU. The admission for the spring 2026 is open to different departments. Basically, this is about the Islamic study department. And one beautiful thing is that when you enroll early, you have the 20% discount on your first semester fee. So you are going to get 20% if you enroll early. So those who are early enrollees, they are going to have this discount, which is a 20% discount. So in IOU, International Open University, we our doors are open for you to join us, especially from the Department of Islamic Study, which I represent. There are other courses other than Islamic study, of course. There are courses in Arabic, business admin, finance, psychology, education, and technology. But if you want to gain knowledge on Islamic study, then we are open and we are here for you. We have dedicated lecturers that are there to give you and to take you through the whole learning experience, which you're going to find that very smooth. You're going to enjoy the learning experience with us at IOU. Barakallahu fikum. All right, Brother Salah, I think it's time for questions and answer. If we have questions and answer, you can read them out for me. If not, I think then it's just for us to close the session.
All right, brother. We will wait a few minutes for question and answers. If we don't have, then we can end the session, inshallah.
All right, barakallah fikum.
All right, brother. We don't have any question and answer so far. Thank you so much, brother, for this amazing session. So, spring 2026 admissions are open. You all,
Right, you're welcome.
your participants, like you all can enroll now
Barakallah
and
fikum.
get 20%
All
early
right,
bird
so
discount.
we do the kafarat al majlis.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm. All right, barakallah fikum. Do you want to say something before I do the kafarat al majlis?
No, I just said, brother, you can continue.
All right, all right, all right. So the thanks for attending, everyone. And if you have any questions and you don't have it now, you can send it to us at any time. You can go to the help desk and ask question. You can go to the website www.iou.edu.gm to get insight into how the university is designed and every other thing you might want to know. Thank you for attending once again. I say subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك بارك الله فيكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله